Good morning, first period.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, hang on. For the video, I kind of have the wrong class period listed. I'm sorry. There we go. All right, I had to fix the class period. Here we go. I have. We're live. We're recording. Good morning, Lafayette High School.
USA.
Woo! It is Tuesday, right before Thanksgiving break. You have a couple of pages. There are 4 pages, but there's like 3 to 4 questions per page, so there's like 12 questions total. Not bad to do over the Thanksgiving break, and I want you prepared for it. So I'm gonna run like 2 or 3 examples of kind of the stuff you're gonna see on those pages, so that way you can just refer back to them, and it'll be brainless after you've had your turkey food comas. Okay. All right, as you can see, I've got my writing utensils. I am going to be drawing some triangles, so I've got a straight edge. You're welcome to have a straight edge too if you like. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so the first example, we're going to need to draw a triangle. And it doesn't matter what kind of triangle. Please draw any old triangle you like. And please draw its mid-segment. Go back to your notes from yesterday. Figure out what it was the mid-segment was.
I'm going to cut this in half to make a 90-degree angle.
That's the perpendicular bisector.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for quizzing me. I appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah. No problem.
Checking for my understanding, always a good thing to do. Mid-segments. The mid-segment was a segment whose... The mid-segment is a segment whose endpoints are the midpoints of 2 sides. So maybe somewhere in the middle there and somewhere in the middle here. Okay, mid-segment looks something like this. And I'm going to use my ruler. There we go. So you should have something drawn a little bit like this. Recall that the midsegment is parallel. That property is not going to show up yet on what you're going to be doing, but it might later. Okay? So keep it in mind. Okay. Now the property we're going to be playing with will help us answer this question. Find the value of x. I hear some music over on this side of the room. If that is yours, please turn off your headsets. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because I want you to see the star I'm going to put. So in order to make this happen, you need to know one important thing, and that is one of the properties of midsegment which wasn't given yesterday. Whoa, okay, I don't have enough room to write the whole thing, but the property of the midsegment. The midsegment, I'm out of space, I'm sorry, is 1/2 of the third side of the triangle. So the important thing to remember right here, here's our important thing. Oh, I need to name this. I need to name points on this triangle so that we know what we're talking about. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 5 different voices, 5 different letters. Go.
A. C.
R. B. A. P. L. W.
All right. Thank you very much. Don't worry, we've got a lot more points. So if you didn't get your letter written down, just be ready for it. Write the one you want down in the corner somewhere. And then when I go, letters go, you can just shout out your, without having to think. Okay. So what this says is the mid-segment, this segment right here, RF, and I'm translating this English into math symbols. The word is always the equal sign. 1/2 of is a multiplication thing. The third side of the triangle, AC. So I have this written down. I'm going to take my important color, my red, but I'm going to use a smaller so it's not as bold. And I'm going to rewrite this under here so that you can see that translation for you. So this is the midsegment. The midsegment. This is the word is. Here is 1/2. This is the word of. And this is the third side of the triangle. Okay. Hopefully that'll help you with some of that translation English to math symbols. Because I know sometimes that's hard. I still have trouble with it sometimes. Physics. Excuse me. Something like that. All right. Where's my blue pen? I don't remember where my blue pen is. Oh, I'm good. I've got blue pen. All right, we're gonna do our blah, 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 blah. What's it called? Statement reasons bars. There we go. This was given to us. This is our property of midsegment. Property of midsegment. Right, and now we're going to do some substitution. Go for it. I'll give you a few seconds and then I will catch up. Do y'all see where I did the substitution? Where I got the letter and the number from? Do you see why I changed from the little asterisk star thing to the parentheses? Is that tripping anyone out? We're good with that change in notation? Okay, cool. All right, so then what is 1/2 times 24? What's half of 24?
Oh, 12.
Yeah, because that's what this says, right? Half of. So 1/2 times 24 in your brains can be thought of as half of. So half of 24 is 12. We have done what we were asked to do. We are done.
Awesome.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Let's make it one step more complicated. We're going to bring in a slightly bigger algebra, put in some numbers and letters next to that X, just to see what happens, okay? So that way, in case you run into something like that, you can handle it. We're going to be using the same idea, so we're going to draw another triangle. Draw yourselves a triangle. Draw yourselves a mid-segment somewhere. All right, I need 5 letters. Go.
T,
B.
W,
B.
W,
B.
Z.
I was hearing a lot of these guys' voices, so I was waiting for a different one. And thank you, ma'am. I got it. There will be more letters in a moment. There will be more letters in a moment. All right. I need some algebra junk now, please. All right. X. Okay, let's avoid the X squares for now just because I haven't shown you how to handle those yet. And they're not hugely used here right now. But thank you. What was it? Algebra weirdness with an X. So something like 2x plus 4, and then this one. some algebra weirdness. Maybe x minus 1. Okay. I have no idea what this is going to come out as. All right, but we should start always with whatever property or formula that we have. So in this case, the property says the midsegment is 1/2 of the third side. And once again, this is our property of midsegments. Okay, do your substitution. Can I change one of the numbers really quick?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's already there.
Okay, just because, and there's a reason I want to change the numbers, because as I'm looking at this right now, I'm noticing that our x's are going to end up disappearing if we keep going with this, and I don't want that to happen right now. So I'd like to change one of the x's. Let's change this one to a 3. And just by making that one change, it should fix it. And I think a 2 to a 3 is kind of the easiest change to make. Okay? I appreciate you letting me do that. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, appreciate it.
So that's a 3x, right?
It's a 3x now, yes. That's the only change I wanted to make. All right, so here we have 2 different options. You can either get rid of that fraction by multiplying the entire equation by its denominator, or you can distribute the fraction. Now think through what happens, or what might happen if you distribute the fraction. You're going to have 3 divided by 2 right here. You're going to end up with another weird fraction, because this isn't an even number. So if you're comfortable with that, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're not comfortable with that, I'm not. Who else is that? Who else is not comfortable with adding another fraction in there? Yeah, I'm totally not. So let's get rid of the fraction. You get rid of the fraction by multiplying the entire equation by this denominator. And I'm going to use these square brackets just to show I have an extra set of parentheses, so I don't have so many round ones next to each other and freaking us out.
Awesome.
And for no other reason.
That's what's up.
So then this becomes 2 times the group x minus 1. This multiplication of 2 and this multiplication of 1/2 are kind of going to undo each other. There it is. Now I'm going to do that distribution right here. Shh. 2x minus 2, 3x plus 4. Give yourself your reasons, what it is that we're doing. I'm going to start writing smaller because I want to leave room for one more example. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And I'm picking the 2 instead of the 3 just because the 2 is smaller. And if I subtract it, I'm going to end up with a positive x. Didn't show the work, but I talked about it. You may want to give yourself the reason what it was you did over here. Need to subtract the 4 here to get the x by itself. Again, didn't show the work, so you may want to put it as a reason. Gentlemen, thank you. Everyone okay with what I did on those steps on that algebra? Yes? Can everyone fill in those reasons on what it is that they did there, or was done there? Okay, take a few seconds to do that, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, when you're done, please draw a big triangle. I'm gonna fill up the rest of the page. This is my last example for today. And then I want you to put a triangle inside of that triangle, but have it face the different direction, like a different way, upside down, I guess. And make sure the points of that triangle hit the sides of your big triangle. So you have something that looks like that.
So we can have 4 triangles.
So you're gonna have 4 little baby triangles all stuck together. So I drew the big triangle, and then I drew a small triangle inside of it. And I made sure that the inside triangle had each of its corners touching the sides of the big outside triangle. You can actually make some really pretty artwork with this. If you just keep going with that rule and seeing how small you can make it, and then color and everything, it looks really pretty. Okay, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. Go.
B.
W. W. R. 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 H.
All right. Thank you very much, those of you who are giving me letters. I'm sorry if I didn't get to use yours today. On the next example, when we come back from Thanksgiving, we can definitely have a couple more letters. All right. You are told that TB is congruent to BN. You are told also that TW is congruent to WV, and NM is congruent to MV. Lots of craziness, yes? So let's mark down the congruences that we know. TB congruent to BN. That's this congruence. TW congruent to WV. That'll be that congruence.
Nice.
MN congruent to MV. Notice on my key how I underlined with matching color and with the matching number of lines.
3, 2, 1.
Okay? To show the congruence. Do that to help you make sure you've got the right congruences showing. Okay? I'm going to move it up here a little bit. All right, when we have this set up, this endpoint in the midpoint of the segment, and then cutting across the endpoint at the midpoint of this segment. What kind of segment is this guy? No, it's not an angle bisector. What kind of segment is the segment that the endpoints are the midpoints of two sides?
Notes.
Yeah,
Somebody.
notes. He doesn't have his. Help him out. Go to your notes from yesterday. You're trying to find the name of the segment whose endpoints are the midpoints of sides. The perpendicular bisector, it's perpendicular to two sides and cuts it into two equal parts, but that's only talking about one side. This one has two. The midsegment, the segment whose endpoints are the midpoints of two sides. The midsegment, which means this is half of this. So can you see now if I give you squiggly algebra stuff here and squiggly algebra stuff here, what you might need to do? We just did it up here. Do you see how to make that work out? Okay. I just wanted to show you how to read a graph like this and how to mark it, because that's going to be one of the things you'll need to do. The algebra stuff to solve it is up here on the second example, but this is a good way to read that graph thing. Okay, that's all I really wanted to say because we were running toward the 25-minute mark.
Awesome.